I'm Risa Polanski with Miami Today. In this week's profile, we're joined by George Feldenkreis, Chairman and CEO of Perry Ellis International, in business here in Miami for more than 42 years. The company encompasses 29 brands, such as household names including Callaway Golf Apparel and Jantzen Swimwear. As retailers across the nation are closing in a rough economy, Perry Ellis International has taken a hit. But Mr. Feldenkreis and his team are keeping the company ahead by following the trends. He tells us all about it in this week's profile.
We became the largest importers of back-to-school products in Puerto Rico, shirts and pants. And that was the late 60s, early 70s, and then started to develop more. We were really started in boys wear, and then we developed a men's line, and we started to sell in Puerto Rico and bring some goods into Miami and sell to Sears and Kmart. In those days, the big retailers had operations in Miami, so it was kind of easier. And then the company slowly grew, no big deal. The strong company was actually the motorcycle automotive, because in the 70s, the Japanese started exporting automotive in a big way because they were able to develop automatic transmission in partnerships with Toyota and Nissan. And that's what jump-started big exports of Japan automotive to the United States, and these cars were coming in and there were no parts to repair automatic transmissions. And or it took a long time to get them, so I had already started doing that business for American cars, then I started for Japanese cars, and that was very profitable in those days, and that really helped me to build the organization. And we continued then until my son Oscar came into the picture in the 80s. And we started to grow very strongly. And the company was called Supreme International. In the late 80s, we brought in some products that were really not available in the US at that price point. And the company started to grow so fast that I ran out of money to finance it, so I got an underwriter in New York who offered to take Supreme International public, which we sold them 1/3 of the company to, and we went on an IPO in May of '93. And it was the first time that I really had money, because we raised $12 million after fees. So that was real money, and then we really started to grow. We're doing 33 million at that time, and then we went to 50 to 90. 120, and then in 3 years later, we bought Monsinware with the Penguin and Grand Slam, so that's 3 labels. And this is the first time that we have a real label brand. Up to that point, we were just making guayaberas with Romani name, this and that, but nothing. We didn't have a brand that we could go to a retailer and build from a marketing standpoint, really connect to the end user, the consumer. And so we bought Penguin in '96, and then it's a long story, but we tried to buy a brand called John Henry, which had been a very popular brand in the 80s and early 90s. That was owned by a company called Salant, who was the licensee of Perry Ellis. And in that process of trying to buy Salant, we found out that Perry Ellis was up for sale. The brand, the widow, let's say, of Perry Ellis and his daughter, the estate wanted to sell the brand. So we got together with Mary Lynch and we raised $100 million in a bond issue, and we bought Perry Ellis and John Henry in Manhattan. So now we really had brands to develop a bigger company, which the company kept growing. Then we bought, in 2003, we bought Jantzen, and in 2005 we bought Tropical Sportswear, which was the 3rd largest pants company in the United States. They had the brand Farah, and there were several licenses, etc. And that's really the basis of our company. And last year, and before this situation started, we were already like $860 million now. We have had about a 10% drop in sales.